is hydrojetting a kitchen sink drain from removing all the sludge and grease buildup over years in a cast iron pipe. And this jetter goes at 1800 psi. As you can see all the black grit there, and you can see the color of the water here, how black this water is. And that's all the sludge that we removed out of there. So now the pipe is now restored back to its original diameter, what it's supposed to look like. And now it's got a nice open hole. Customer's complaining that he could not drain his kitchen sink drain. And now we have a nice clean opening inside that pipe. So now at this point here, we're gonna get this sink put back together and test everything and get it all put back together. So we had to redo the continuous waste here for this customer because his old one was in bad shape. We had to replace it. This is his old continuous waste pipe here that we removed. As you can see, it's got a lot of cancer spots and it's been leaking for quite some time. So we're going to replace it to a new ABS, continuous waste here, black ABS, with a new trap adapter and new continuous waste and a new P-trap. And then we'll put the sink back together and then we'll test it. This piece here replaces the threads on here, since the threads here are bad and we can't re-put a new fitting on there to thread onto that. We put this on there as a replacement of it, and then we run a piece of pipe outside of that, and then we put a new trap adapter, and that now becomes this new drain line. just a little bit. It might grip this metal wash better. Now, this is going to be this way, and that's going to... this makes sense, right? Okay. And the peach goes here. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut this back, because we have a pretty good amount of pipe here. This length here can go somewhere there where the P-trap meets there. So then as we got enough length of pipe, we can put a P-trap on there. So I'm going to cut this back a little bit, right here to the L. adapter. So we got the pipe. So you get about that much. And we have this pipe. Goes into here. Right there. P-trap. So now we know we're going to have to extend this a little bit more. So we got this part here for extension. I want to cut it to my right. This is as far as it'll go. I'm going to cut it about right there. Too long. There, too long. Okay, so no, you can cut it. So it's about right there. So now I can go long. I can go shorter. Now you can go shorter. Unfortunately, you can't go longer. So that's why we didn't want to cut it too short. If we cut it too short, then we're gonna have to go and get a new piece. So you cut a little bit too long, you're in trouble. So now I have a way that I can adjust that and make that right, which now I think that should be good. Now we'll put the P-trap back underneath here. And there you go, see? Now it makes match. Okay, so what needs to be done is I need to glue this trap adapter to that pipe. Now that pipe is going to be threaded onto it, so we don't need to glue it. So that's a good thing. I think we'll get some glue. Almost got it. Okay. Glue this part on. Glue that piece on there. That piece is glue fit now. And now we gotta tighten this band. It's better if you have a hex head nut driver to do this. You have to struggle like this. But at least this gives you the idea on how you want to make this connection work. Okay, so that's nice and tight. That's tight. It's not going to come out. Okay, then this piece goes in here. Okay. So we want to put a nut and a washer on there. Very important. Pre-put the nut on to that end, and then you want to put another nut on this end, just like so. So you got the nut right there on the P-trap side, and you got the nut on the adapter side, and you have to have the gasket. Now on the P-trap side, you don't need to have a gasket at the end of that nut because the P-trap acts as its own gasket. Okay. And so then you kind of push this in as where it needs to go. It looks like we're going to be able to have to cut this back a little bit because this isn't going, that's stopping at a certain point, so we can cut this piece shorter too. This, you can always do that. Cut that piece a little shorter. Let's see how we did here. Looks pretty good to me. Let's put that P-trap back on. Okay, so we need another washer for that end for the P-trap. Okay, get these two to meet. So now they're meeting right there. You can see it's meeting. You thread that on. Okay, threads on, and this one threads on. Nice and tight. Okay, nice and tight. This one here. Into there. Nice and tight, nice and hand tight. You don't have to crank it down with a pair of channel locks. Unless in some cases the threads are really getting bad, you have to do that, but otherwise you don't have to. So we got that tight, and then we wanted to make sure this one's tight here. We want to make sure that one's tight there. I'm going to tighten that one, this one, make sure that one's tight, make sure that one's tight. All right, so now this is put all together. And now what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are sealed. So I'm going to turn the water on and make sure that we're good. So here we go. And most part too, we want to check and make sure that we're not backing up either in the sink, because we had just hydrojetted it. So we want to make sure that the piping's all put back together. So I'm running the sink right now in the right side basket here, as you can see. The sink is draining good. No obstructions, no blockage, so it's draining nice. Move this out the way. Take that stopper out. There, the water draining. Now we're going to check the other side. You can hear it draining really good. I'm going to put it on this side now. And make sure that this side is good, which now we know there are no leaks right there. No leaks here. No water backing up. See, no leaks in the piping. No leaks. No leaks on the fitting there. And we just did. The sink is draining beautifully. So let's go ahead and put the stopper in it. We can plug the sink up on this side, let the water fill up. Let's take it on this side over here. Let the water fill up. Ideally what this is actually a test to show that the water drain is completely unrestricted from anything further down the line. So we fill this thing up with water. We get a pretty good about maybe 4 to 5 inches of water in each side. So this one's filling up pretty good. And it's always a good idea that once every few months, actually once a month is actually more recommended, is that you take a bucket of boiling hot water and you dump it down your sink drains to kind of help move the drain better. Okay, so we got that one pretty good full. Now it's going to fill up with this one now. Okay, so this one's filling up. Okay, so we got a pretty good amount of degree of water in each side of the sink. So let's go ahead and release. Okay, let's go ahead and release on this side. And then what you should be seeing both drains. See, that one drained already completely, and that one's drained completely. So these sink drains now are wide open and are now no longer clogged up. The hydrojetting had to be done to remove all that deposits and sludge buildup that we have right there in that bucket. And you can see a little bit on the ground there that we got to clean up. But that's all built up in the years of the pipe of using chemicals and our soap and our grease that just builds up in that cast iron pipe over time. And sooner or later, it's time for those things to get jetted because they get so packed full of sludge that your diameter of your pipe has really decreased quite significantly. And then we also replaced this old style continuous waste. As you can see, it was definitely needed to be done, and that's what it looks like right now. And this gentleman now is he has full access now to his kitchen sink. So it is actually Sunday, November 1st, 2020, the day after Halloween, and this is All In Plumbing, and we are concluding our drain cleaning and our repiping of the kitchen sink drain and hydrojetting. Thank you very much for watching this video, and please subscribe to this channel. And if you have any questions or comment, please feel free. Again, this is Derek with All In Plumbing in Tucson, Arizona at 600-7000, area code 520. We have a great team of guys. So we have 8 guys on our team that are very qualified plumbers that are ready to take care of any plumbing need that you may have. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching this video and subscribing.